Okay, guys and girls, it's the wonderful, supreme, lovely, and amazing, great and glorious, soon to be famous one day Nick Dutch back again one more time. And I'm going to do another 3 card reading today for you, but I'm going to tell you something first, okay? There are some tarot packs I don't get out because they're too damn good. And it's only for me to use for myself, okay? They're far too, as it were, sacred and holy, as it were, okay? And one of those tarot decks is the Night Sun Tarot, which I regard as being too important to be used for regular readings. But then again, there's the other lot of tarot decks which I don't get out for the opposite reason. Namely, they're crass, but a bit of a laugh. And this one, whoops, you can't see it there, can you? This one, the Stokes Gothic Tarot, is one of those which, you know, it's kind of like the imagery and the style. It's a bit like something you might see from the Underworld franchise of vampire movies. You know, it's crass, it's bullshit, but it's also great fun. And to be honest, I've got this kind of like personal interest in childish, dark imagery. I just like it. It doesn't, you know, it's not like a statement of my spirituality or anything like that, or a statement of what I really think. But let's just dig out a couple of cards and just see what's happening here. And maybe you'll agree with me that this is a ghastly tarot deck. Ooh. But you know, the colour aesthetics of this stuff, that dark aesthetic which you get with crap horror movies, is brilliant. But is done really rather well. See if I can. No, I can't zoom in any further. I would have to adjust the stand itself in order to bring the camera in. Can I do that? Yes, I can. This is how we used to zoom in the old days, okay, with manual. Okay, so let's just like, this is your 5 of Pentacles as the Anne Stokes Gothic Tarot. I mean, fun, stupid, bit of a laugh, but I mean, where could you get some kind of like, you know, emotional or spiritual or contemplative understanding of the nature of reality and the nature of your emotional soul and the rest of that from that kind of imagery? You can't. But it's fun. Okay? The 5 of Pentacles can by its very nature be a bit of a dark card at times. Maybe in this particular case it's talking about your concerns or your emotional reaction to a complicated situation and your fear that things might go negatively associated with that situation no matter what it is. And then we got the High Priestess, basically, La Pépesse or Le Pépesse, the female pope, which was of course the original word on the original cards for the Holy Spirit, as it was expressed in the original tarot of the original days when all this stuff and the other happened. And it says there, High Priestess, and he's got this lovely lady with wings, very pretty, very nice. But again, it's like it's pretty. It's got some feeling to it. It's got some art to it. So the High Priestess could be seen as being, you can't see it there because of the reflection. Oops, I'll put it there. It can be seen as being something of a spiritual or an emotional developmental issue. It can be something to do with your sole purpose, why it is you're really here, coming to terms with that in a better way. Also that of revelations of new things which is really important in order to try and make sure you get more success in your situations in life. It's also sensitivity and therefore a bit more compassion and understanding to other people, even if you've got emotional issues with them and you don't think they deserve it. Okay? It's also very much this kind of like attempt to reach the Akashic records, attempt to try and find some information from sources which are different to what other people think you should be using, and therefore using your creative problem-solving mentality. Does that make sense? It might do, it might not. We've got a comment section for you to put things in if you see fit. And finally, this is the only card in the deck which actually suits the imagery of the of the whole thing, really. It came in reverse, so that's a good thing. It's talking about gentle transformation of your character. Alright, not being too harsh on yourself, not trying to make everything dramatic happen overnight, but also trying to put into perspective some of the emotional issues you've had which has held you back with reference to your current challenges. Seeing maybe some of the series of trauma which have happened to you and starting to realize that that's in the past, and even if something comes along which seems to trigger a memory of that situation, you can deal with it mindfully. Okay, that's what I would say about the symbolism coming out within this spread. You've got worries and concerns. Dig deep into your knowledge and into your wisdom to try and get the right level of perspective that you require. Accept that change is going to come, and it's not necessarily too bad, but there may be some like discomfort as you go through growth. All right, does that make sense? I certainly could not take this to a psychic fair where there were maybe Christian spiritualists. It just would not work, would it? Okay, I would enjoy it because I like frivolous, dark, fun things, but it's not a serious reading deck. If you get my drift. All right, the symbolism has to be sufficiently on point. The characterizations within the cards themselves has to be sufficiently on point, and you've got to be able to look at it in that kind of like tranquil, reverent, prayerful, semi out of your head, I suppose, in spiritual terms, feeling, which I don't think you can do with something quite so brash. So it's fun tarot, but it's also not for my work. It's just another cool one in my collection. And I look forward to speaking to you again soon sometime. Keep cool, subscribe, rate, share, comment, favourite, click the bell, diddly-dee, diddly-dee, diddly-dee. I'm on YouTube, I say these things like a parrot. And your job is to make all that effort I'm putting into saying this stuff worthwhile and click that stuff. And again, if you like me and you like my content, then obviously there's the super thanks button, ta-da, which you can use to give me some super thanks if you see fit. Look after yourself, keep cool in the hot weather, and I'll speak to you again soon.